Hello friends, and welcome to the Half Acre Wood, also known as my backyard. We are filming this on what is truly a beautiful spring Sunday afternoon, but of course it's a really difficult time all over the world, and a lot of us are dealing with so much anxiety and confusion and fear. So I really just wanted to offer some practices from my spiritual path and from nature therapy that might help a little bit with what I have been thinking about a lot, about groundlessness. Groundlessness being the kind of sense we all are grappling with right now of a sense of, the rug being pulled out from under us, and we're not sure where the situation's going. We're not sure if things are going to be all right. This is a profound Buddhist teaching of groundlessness, and it really helps us stay steady in the middle of what is very unsteady, and it acknowledges the constant changing of life. That is probably the single most important lesson that's coming out of this whole global crisis, is that we are learning to deal with groundlessness and how to help ourselves stay calm and steady and grounded. So hopefully these practices will give you a sense of what you can do for yourself to stay grounded. So a lot of us have heard the term now, forest bathing. That's become more and more common. The idea of bathing in the atmosphere of a natural area such as this. One of the most grounding and calming practices that I've found. And here in the Half Acre Wood, I'm very blessed that I have a lot of trees that I am in relationship with. I kind of consider myself their steward and their friend. But I learned in my training as an ecotherapist that when we enter a natural place, we hopefully come with something of a humble attitude and asking permission of these beings to come into their home. This is their home. So instead of coming up to a tree and just sort of beginning to touch it and maybe do the tree hugging thing, we ask permission first, and we just be in silence for a moment with a tree. If you have a tree in your yard, you really just only need one. To spend time underneath the tree and just start to feel its presence. That takes some calmness, it takes some quietness in ourselves, but to really ask the tree, so to speak, if it is all right for us to be here and to spend some time grounding and calming ourselves with the tree. Humans and trees have been in relationship and living together for thousands of years, for millennia, really. And we have something of a reciprocal relationship, because when you spend time under a tree, you are breathing the pure oxygen that the tree is releasing. It takes in your carbon dioxide, your waste product, and gives you in return fresh oxygen. Beautiful reciprocal back and forth give and take there. And also, now that they're doing more research about forest bathing, we've learned that trees give off compounds called phytoncides, which enter the air and come into humans, into us, and help our immune systems produce more and more robust, what are called killer cells. So this is wonderful in these times, especially right now, for our immune systems to spend time around trees. So once we've really kind of feel that we've connected with the tree and asked permission, so to speak, to be in relationship with it, one of the things that you can do is really kind of listen to the tree. See if you can hear its life pulse through the immensity of its trunk, and then just looking upward to see incredibly its tallness and its reaching for the sun and the air. Or You can spend time sitting, of course, under the tree, just letting it shelter you and shade you and enjoying that. Or you can actually do what we call circumambulating, which is walking in a circle around the tree. So the next practice that I would like to share with you, another beautifully grounding and calming practice, is the ancient practice of walking meditation out of the Buddhist tradition. This can be done indoors, of course, but doing it outside and connecting with the earth and with the elemental energy of the forest is a beautiful place to do it if you have that available to you. So walking meditation is a practice of walking intentionally, slowly, calmly, with full attention on the movements of the feet. Normally when we walk, we are pretty much distracted. We're thinking about where we're going, what we're going to do when we get there, so our mind is kind of getting ahead of our body. In walking meditation, we try to keep the mind right here, grounded and centered in the body and the movements of walking. Now, if we're going to do it outside, it's wonderful to do it with bare feet. I'm going to take my shoes off, which is kind of a bold move here in the half-acre wood because it's covered with these little guys, sweet gum balls. And if you know these, you know that you do not want to step on one of these with a bare foot. So I'm going to try to avoid that. But I really want to have that experience of having my bare feet touching the earth, connecting with the earth as we do walking meditation. So when we walk, it's very simple. This is almost like learning to walk again because we're breaking down the sequence of walking into its three parts, which is lifting a foot, get my skirt out of the way, lifting the heel, then moving the foot, and then placing the foot. So we're lifting, moving, placing. Lifting, moving, placing. So you could choose a path, as I did, between two trees and simply walk back and forth with those three parts of each step, lifting, moving, placing. Or you might want to circumambulate, as we did a moment ago, around a tree. The idea is that you choose a path. You're not ambling randomly. You choose a path that you're going to walk for a few minutes, really any amount of time that you like. But walking meditation is a way to tap into a mindful awareness as we're moving. So you simply have those three parts of the step in mind, just saying them silently to yourself. Lifting, moving, placing. Now, of course, when you walk, you will hear sounds around you. I'm here in a neighborhood. Sometimes I can hear the sounds of the neighbors, children playing, people mowing yards. It's just hearing. It's just hearing and it's just sounds. So we try to let that be part of the mindful experience. In the middle of the lifting, moving, placing, there's also maybe a mental note of hearing or smelling. Maybe you would smell something in the air. It becomes a flow of your experience, not only the movements of the feet, but what you are hearing and experiencing through your senses. Now, the last practice that I would like to share with you is something that I call skygazing. It's actually an adaptation of a pretty classic guided meditation practice called Big Sky Mind, which is exactly what it sounds like. It's just connecting with the immensity of the sky above us and the comforting aspect of that. Ironically, grounding ourselves by connecting with what is above us, the immensity of the sky and its sort of sheltering aspect. Gazing at the sky for even just 30 seconds, 1 minute maybe, can give us a sense of a larger perspective, take us beyond the smallness of the concerns that are worrying us right now, and just help us remember that it is an immense world and we are part of it, and all will be well. This is a practice that I do once a day. I come out onto my back deck in the morning, greet the day with a bow, and just feel some gratitude for the beginning of a new day, and then connect with the sky through sky gazing. So you can do this anywhere, anytime, during the day, first thing in the morning, even at night. It's wonderful practice at night when the sky is dark, but the stars are sort of beacons of hope and light. So I would like to thank you for joining me for these few minutes today. I hope these practices of grounding and calming will help you through these times of uncertainty. May all beings be well and safe and happy. And I will close with just a brief chant that is used at the end of meditation in English. May suffering ones be suffering free, and the fear-struck fearless be. May the grieving shed all grief, and may all beings find relief.